All right, we are going to talk about stress and solutions for stress, right?
Great. So the thing to recognize is that once Morgellons has impacted you, or these skin parasites have impacted you, it's not a simple thing to deal with. You know, this morning I walked, you know, spring is here, the temperatures are warmer, the sun is out here in New Jersey, it's a beautiful day, and I walked out to my truck in the driveway, and I walked back in, and I felt this thing around my ankles starting to itch. And I started paying no mind to it, thinking, oh, it's just a little itch. And I sat by my computer, and hey, there's something going on here. Is it from sitting here at my computer? Oh, no, I just walked out to the car, to the truck. Son of a gun. You know what I did? I got the electrostatic sprayer.
Ah.
I sprayed the area around my desk in my other office in the house. I sprayed my ankle with it. I came and I got the, you know, I did an update many months ago about socking it to them. So I took the mouthwash and I wetted the area of my sock around where I felt the itching and the biting starting. And later on, I got my hose out and turned it on and put on the fungicide 3 thing that you've often talked about. And I treated that area and all the walkways and everything. And boom, you know, things are normal again. Hey, no big deal. I get infected. It's normal again. Of course, when I went outside to treat the area, I wore my riding boots. They're over 18 inches high. I've heard these things can jump higher, but mine don't seem to be jumping higher than 18 inches. So, hey, now wouldn't that be nice if we all knew to do that from the get-go? We wouldn't be here. We wouldn't. I didn't have to start the diet. I didn't have to go disinfect the house or anything. You know, very contained. I noticed it, dealt with it, very contained 20 years ago. Well, in another 2 days, it would be all through the house and my bedding and my clothing, all over my body, and I'd be going crazy like many of us do. And when we go crazy, we go to the doctor, and the doctor has no answer, and then the uncertainty pops into our mind, or if the doctor doesn't, if we're blessed that he doesn't diagnose us as delusional, yeah, don't take samples with you. When you go to the doctor, don't take samples with you. Instead, send them to Dr. Yesterday I did an update. He wants samples. So send them to him. Let him look at them. He is not going to diagnose you. He's not going to necessarily tell you what it is. He is doing research. He's categorizing what he finds. So you send them to him, and he'll be glad to look at them. But do not take them to your doctor under any circumstance unless you want to be diagnosed as delusional parasitosis. That's it.
Which, you know, if they prescribe the right medication, can be helpful.
Well, that's true, but they do not believe that you could be parasitized. They do not believe, and do not mention the word Morgellons. You know, you're paying the doctor, or your insurance is paying the doctor through your contribution to the insurance to figure out what the problem is. So you don't go there and say, hey, I think I got Morgellons. No, you go there, look at my skin, tell me what's going on. Who knows? It might be psoriasis. It might be some kind of skin fungus. It might be something else. Don't go talking about Morgellons. I mean, there are people that have been misdiagnosed as having MRSA instead of Morgellons. So, well, anyway, stress. After you go through a few of these doctors and get either put down, bullied, or made fun of, or just simply dismissed, stress starts mounting up. Stress starts accumulating.
we develop PTSD.
Tell me about that.
So it's just like being in a battle. I mean, I'm not minimizing what soldiers go through in war, but we're in a different kind of a war, and you develop. I had someone ask me this week. They said, you know, if I see little dots places, can I just assume I'm being paranoid and it's nothing? And I said, no, no, don't do that. You know, part of it is my PTSD, but part of it is because I did that and now I had to deal with the whole house again.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, it's hard to know where reality stops and anxiety takes over, and it creates you're constantly in fight or flight mode. You're constantly stress levels off the charts, and you can't think straight. You can't be creative. You're panicked all the time. Or you're easily panicked if you're not panicked all the time. And to me, that's Morgellons PTSD.
And you shared one time about, you know, okay, your refrigerator. What happened when your refrigerator went bonkers?
I totally panicked. I was like, oh my God, all my food's going to go bad. I have nowhere to put it. I don't know what to do. I have no money to fix it. You know, it was like, how about deep breathing for a minute, and I'm sure there's a solution. And there was, you know.
So Morgellons can be like the straw that breaks the camel's back. My experience with stress is there's a place called homeostatic level where the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system are balanced, your balance point. This is when you're getting a good night's sleep and you go through the day and you're energized and and then you come home and you relax and you go to bed and you get a good night's sleep. Well, this doesn't happen with Morgellons. Most people with these skin parasites are lucky to get a few hours sleep, if any at all. And the homeostatic level starts rising. We become adjusted to higher and higher and higher levels of stress until we get to this point here, and then the smallest thing can kick us over the top. So managing stress can be, well, I'm not going to say can be, damn it, it is an important part of getting your life back. Knowing what to do and recognizing when you're over the top, and it's okay, because you're dealing with something that doctors don't know about, but because you're here, because you're with us, you know that there are thousands of people. I have on our mailing list over 6,000 people. Now, there are mailing lists of people, as a fellow in Mark Newman in Europe, I think he has like 50,000 on his mailing list. There are thousands of people like us who are either suffering or, not a lot of them got their lives back, unfortunately, but many of the people that are through our program do get their lives back. Every week I get an email from somebody who says, hey, you know, wow, I forgot what it was like, and then, damn it, a nurse. She was a guest about a year ago. And she wrote me just a few weeks ago. And she said, somebody I'm working with is itching and scratching, and I told her about you. And to follow through and contact you. And then she wrote me back a week later, and she said, damn it, I got it back from her. She gave it back to me. And she's, okay. She knows what to do. That's good news. It's like I knew what to do, but it took her a little while to figure it out that she was reinfected, so she didn't catch it as quickly as I did today. So she's back, she knows what to do, and she'll get her life back again. So that's the good news. So the stress is just over the top when we have Morgellons, and we want to look to do whatever we possibly can to bring it down. Laughter. Absolutely. Find a YouTube channel of your genre of humor. Fellow Cousins wrote a book just about laughter, the value of getting his life back from the disease that he was dealing with. So laugh. Make it a point to go on Facebook. Look for funny things. There are a lot of things that are posted, for instance, and enjoy them and share them. Look for beauty. Look for beauty in things. When I was depressed, and I was severely depressed, I had this picture of one of my second cousins, like she was just like 3 or 4 years of age, beautiful, and I just look at that. It was something other than my depression. Barbara, our buddy coach, had shared with me a video that I'm going to share with you, Bob, and then I'll do a little research. But this is a neuroscientist who is talking about breathing techniques and so forth. And I was amazed that he has figured out that certain breathing patterns will raise your heart rate. Certain breathing patterns help reduce it. Now, the deep breathing that we generally do, and that you're going to do with us in a few minutes, Robin, helps us bring the heart rate down, the blood pressure down. But when you're depressed, as we can often get depressed, then what he's suggesting is to get the heart rate up. And what he suggests is 2 quick in-breath, like to lift up the heart rate. So that's a tip that you can do, because being depressed can often be connected with this. You talked about PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety. That's another end of the spectrum. When we are anxious, then our sympathetic nervous system starts kicking in. Heart rate slightly elevated. One lady writes to me and says, "Am I going to live? You know, and what should I do?" And she noticed my skin is better, and, you know, I'm noticing improvements. And rather than her focusing on her improvements in the diary, I'm trying to get her move away from that thought of doom and dying. Get a diary, keep the diary, how you've been feeling, and notice your progress. Observe your progress. Use your diary to help manage your stress. The diary is fantastic for that. So, humor, diary, 2 quick breaths to elevate your heart rate, and Robin's going to take us through. Yes.
You can start every day, write down 10 things you're grateful for. I remember someone told me to do that when I started. I could only think of 2 things.
That's what I was going to say. Most of us going to be lucky to come up with 1.
I know. Well, I couldn't think of 1 for a long time. And they said, well, it could just be breathing. I said, oh, okay, I've got 1. I'm grateful. But, you know, so start with 2 things. I was grateful for my cat and that I could breathe. But then, you know, work your way towards 10 things, and every day make a list of something you're grateful for.
That is
a whole different moving your focus, you know.
That is so important. I hope everybody is making some notes here, or goes back and looks at the YouTube and goes through this again, because this is all very critical. I mean, when you're depressed, I know, I often say, especially since COVID has been around for a whole year almost, I often say, treat every day as a gift. It's a gift of life. And I also realize that sometimes when you're really depressed, you don't care about having a gift. It could end today, and it's all right. I mean, that's where we can be. But we're here, Robin and I, Ethel, we're here to help you move out of that. Take those 2 deep breaths. Get it going. Put down the time and date to be on this call. Share when you have an opportunity. I hope you've all written down the phone numbers earlier. The phone numbers are available for the people in my program. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're welcome to get into the program by going to www.debridingsoap.com. Find out what the program is about, and you'll get a free copy of my book. Free. And it has the diet. Free. And you'll be in this program. Free. And you can email me and ask questions. Free. And you'll have Robin. You'll have Ethel as coaches. Free. And by the way, we're looking for more coaches. Many people have gotten their lives back. And we had a lady on a couple of weeks ago, Kiki. I hope she follows through and joins our coaching program and is available to help, because it wears us out. You consider we deal with people who are on the verge of jumping off the bridge. Not that we're here for psychological, but we're here for directing you and how to get your life back. Encouraging you to be on this diet, to use it, to clean your environment, the ABCs of what the protocol is about. That's what we're here for. So deep breathing is something free, no charge, free. It's only important for you to remember it. So take us through the deep breathing.
Okay, I will. So we're going to be breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. We're going to be using our diaphragm to breathe. And we're going to breathe in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and breathe out for 5 seconds using our stomach muscles and our diaphragm. You can either stand up straight or you can sit straight with both feet on the floor. Your shoulders are down and relaxed. When we breathe, we're not going to breathe in from our chest and our shoulders. We're breathing in from our belly and our diaphragm, so our stomach actually goes out. And then we use our muscles down there to push the air out in a controlled, slow exhale. Okay? And while we breathe in and out, we're going to focus our thoughts and our prayers and our meditations on hopeful good things. So let your breath out and breathe in from your diaphragm with your shoulders down and relaxed, and hold your breath. 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3. Use your stomach muscles. Your stomach should be pulling in, tightening, and a controlled exhale. And breathe in hope, breathe in joy, breathe in peace, breathe in excitement for the future, and hold that thought. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, and imagine parasites of all kinds fleeing your home, fleeing your body, fleeing your presence, walking barefoot on your floors. And breathe in, and don't forget to smile. Because when you smile and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, your whole attitude changes. And exhale, exhale, prayer and thankfulness. There are things to be thankful for. The sun is shining today where I am, even though it's 10 degrees out. And breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. Thank God for friends. Thank God for coaches. Thank God for the diet. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made stage 1, breathe in, chocolate gingerbread cookies today. And hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll send the recipe to Richard. 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. They were delicious. 7, 8, 9, 10. And breathe in the challenge, the joy of doing new things, of doodling, of drawing, of painting, of singing, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Peace in your surroundings, every corner of your home filled with peace. 9, 10, and breathe in that peace. 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold on to it. Let it permeate every cell in your body. Every cell in your body is like a flower turning to the sun. And exhale, peace, joy, love, hope, resilience. And breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly exhale. Relief, release, joy, peace. And when you're done, take a drink of water to release. Water helps release all the toxins in your body, as does the deep breathing. So we're getting rid of toxins that feed parasites by deep breathing and water.
Thank you. Yes, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. In a moment, I'm going to ask if anybody would like to share your experience with managing stress. It's like Robin can give you a brand new car and the keys, but if you don't go drive it, it's just going to sit there. So we can, she can share with you how to do the deep breathing, but if you don't do it, it's nothing going to happen. Every time you come to a stop sign, do a deep breath. Every time the phone rings, your smartphone, do a deep breath or two before you answer it. Before you text, do deep breathing. When you come to a red light, great time to do 5 or 6 deep breaths. See how long you can do it. I bet you can't do more than 10 before you forget about it and you're off into something else. Put reminders around to do the deep breathing. This is about stress. So is Nikki on the call? I invited her to come on a couple of weeks ago and she wasn't able to, but I'd gotten an email from her. I would like to read it or for her to share her experience. Is she on the call? Nikki, are you on the call? If you are, text your number.
I'm looking for her, Richard. Give me a second.
Yeah.
You're talking about Kiki, right?
No, Nikki. N-I-K-I. N-I-K-I. Not Kiki.
Nikki.
Well, I'll start reading it, and if she's on the call, she can text in, and then we'll turn it over to her. Richard, I would like to thank you for this email. I spent 2 years disregarded by the medical community, told I was only in need of a therapist and medicine for psychosis. With few close friends or family to confide, as of late, I just felt like a total burden to everybody. Sound familiar? Have 3 children in their 20s, wanting to continue, watching them grow into parents and watching them get married and be grandmother one day. Yet I have an extreme low, I'm told by my dermatologist and his staff, I was suicidal on 5 occasions, and they just acted like I wasn't important enough to even give my plea for emotional support a second thought. I then took my family aside and prepared them that I wasn't sure how much longer I could suffer. I suffered about 10,000 on any sensible idea I read praying for help. I changed my diet to all organic, no sugar, no GMO, gluten crap, and followed that with alkaline water and many supplements for a year. This is before she got in the program. She started this movement on herself. I lost my hair, not to be shaved, shaved because it fell out. My cat's sick too, and won't get to treat him in person. Just give me they won't treat him in person. They just give me deworming meds that haven't helped. I've been on 6 different antibiotics and do 3 baths a day, Epsom salts and no other toxic additives. My laundry is washed in enzyme products, soaked for an hour and a half with scalding hot and borax. I treated home carpets and furniture with enzyme cleaners as well as the car, and I just ran out of money and options. None of this has even put a dent in this. Sound familiar? A lot of work getting nowhere. It's just like spinning our wheels in the right direction, but just not all of the parts of the puzzle. Your product was my last effort before I was going to take my life. But just your email gave me a warm, embracing emotional feeling that I burst into tears. You're looking for hope. There is hope. And that's what Robin and I are here for. To give you the direction, to give you the protocol, to give you the tools, to give you what you need to get your lives back. Has anybody called in or texted in would like to contribute or share?
Yeah, a couple of people have.
Okay.
I have opened those lines.
Okay.
Go ahead, Rose and Nick.
Yeah, I guess I talked to about a year ago, whatever I had, went in the stopped, and then I went into the woods the other day because I was a big-time hunter at one time, and whatever it is, I got it again, and actually I'm in a hotel right now because I got out of the situation that I was in and got it worse there, thinking, and I just don't even want to go out there, go near anybody.
Well, it is contagious. I mean, this is something that the Morgellons Foundation and Dr. Saverly would disagree, and they would say that it is not contagious. But my personal experience is that it is contagious. Robin's personal experience, it's contagious. Dozens of people have emailed me. It's contagious. So based on that, I would be remiss in calling anybody a liar. But once you do get on the diet and are strict with it, and the symptoms go away, I mean, yes, you go from a 6 on the activity scale down to a 1.5 or to a 1 or even lower, and you're taking a bath and cleaning your skin. Use our debriding soap, but even if you took a near scalding bath, but make sure you have water handy, you can hydrate yourself, so you don't really need our debriding soap, but you can take a bath, use some borax, use some disinfectants, then you can be around other people for a few hours before you, and then take the next bath. So you don't have to necessarily isolate yourself 100%, but it's important that the environment that you're in is disinfected so that after you take the bath, you don't get immediately reinfected like you went out in the woods and got reinfected, like I walked out to the car or my truck and got reinfected. So you need to do the disinfection, the diet, and the bathing, and you can be around. I don't think I would suggest hugging or close contact, but you can be around other people.
Right. The other thing is that I want to ask you. I read the email you sent me about the diet and stuff like that. I mean, I get a little. It's it's not easy to stick with this diet. My own experience that I tried.
I hate diets. You know.
Well, me, Italian Richard, I'll tell you that much. I eat the best food sometimes in the world, in the Bronx, in New York City, and I have to stay away from that now, I guess. So.
Well, you can go into restaurants, but you have to be like a detective. And I always explained it as I've got strange allergies to foods. You know, I didn't say I got a skin problem. You know, I have strange allergies to foods. I cannot have anything but real butter. And whatever I would order, I would have the chef come out and explain to me how he was going to prepare it. Again, he wants me to be happy. He doesn't want me to go home and have a skin reaction or an allergy reaction. So he worked. You know, most chefs are glad to work with you that way.
You can have salads with fresh sliced lemons instead of dressing. You could bring your own rice bran oil in a little container. You can have meat or fish cooked with butter, no oils, because you can't eat any of those other oils. You can have rice with butter, you know, no potatoes on stage 1. You just have to be strict and careful.
I would go to a Chinese restaurant and I would order the chicken and broccoli steamed with no sauce, and I'd take my own sauce. I'd make up my own spices or whatever and take them and put it on.
Right. What I did was I think you could eat pepperoni. I don't know if that I read that.
Pepperoni is fine. Boar's head.
Boar's head or Hormel?
Well, you got to read the ingredients. I haven't read the ingredients of Hormel in years, but I remember boar's head. Usually, boar's head cold cuts are pretty good. Again, you have to question the. Have them take a look at the label, but most boar heads products are good and don't have additives in them.
Like sugar, they like whatever it is I have it. Like I guess
low sodium bacon
and other things, right?
Low sodium bacon, sugar, honey, stage 1, none of that.
Okay.
Stage 2, you can complete the questionnaire. If you're dealing with Columba and not Morgellons, stage 2, you can have sugar. But stage 2 with Morgellons, you can experiment with honey, but not sugar.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I have, to be honest with you. But
well, complete the questionnaire, send it in, and I'll give you some guidance.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else like to share or ask a question?
I would.
About stress. Stress at this point.
Rose has a question.
I have a question.
Yes.
Or share. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is Camille, and as far as stress, mine is getting sometimes better. I have had Morgellons for 13 and a half years.
Too long.
Yes.
Didn't you read the instruction manual? You're only allowed to have it for 5 years.
Oh, I wish. Oh, my gosh, I wish.
Well, you're at the right place.
I've got to tell you, my husband finally believes me. For the longest time, he thought that I didn't know what I was talking about, and he finally believes me.
Well, that's a big win.
Congratulations.
It feels really good. And the last time I had, a couple nights ago, I had a problem because I have 2 children, a preteen and a teen. And I got infected by a toy that one of mine brought over, and I had to move where I was sleeping, and he actually said he was sorry. And that just melted my heart.
Yeah, great.
So,
well, welcome, and you're on the right path. It is not an easy path, but like I read from that note earlier, she was doing all the right stuff, but was missing the diet. And even though she adjusted her diet, I mean, I'm sure she was having olive oil and many other healthy things that for us just are not good. So
Yeah.
the secret is in the diet. Thank you.
I was gonna. Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
So I've had it 13 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at some points it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad as it is now. As it started like maybe 2 years ago, it's like I got double reinfected, if that makes sense. I don't know.
Well, there are many people that report to me that they had it many years ago, then it kind of went away on its own, and then suddenly, for some reason or other, it all came back and 10 times worse than it ever was before. So
Yeah.
that's not uncommon.
Oh, wow. Yeah. The skin irritations are just unbelievable. Yeah.
I know.
And, you know, I think that my vector I think the vector was on my back, because now there was a huge skin irritation on my back. And so I feel like there is something there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I guess that's all I have to say. And I do have a cat.
Oh. Okay. Does your cat show symptoms?
You know what? Now, one of mine ate something that he shouldn't have eaten, and he had symptoms, and we put him on just a general, thing that you put on cats, and after 2 months, it took 2 months, he was okay.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is that you now have family believe you and support, because add to Morgellons a family that doesn't believe you and calls you crazy and thinks that you're on drugs, and man, that puts the stress through the roof. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I feel a lot better.
So when you start your list in the morning of things to be grateful for, that's one of them. Family support is real big.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is. Thank you.
Thank you. Keep coming back. We're here to support you. Anyone else like to share or ask a question about stress?
Rose wanted to talk.
Okay, Rose.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to say I've been going through this 5 years, going on 5 years. And I actually stopped listening for about a year, trying to see if I could, because I'm actually really broke now. I lost recently my car, and I got reinfected. Like, I was clean for, it seemed like I had gotten better after being infected for, I think it was like 3 months. I went to go live with my mom. I went back, but thinking that it was just something that happened. I didn't know my house was infected. And then I went back, I got reinfected. And it got worse. And I had to leave again, and no one believed me. Everybody thought I was losing it, because my ex-boyfriend had left of 10 years. So they thought I was losing it because he left the relationship. And I just didn't have a lot of support, so I lived in my car. I went to a shelter. I went shelter after shelter. And they finally gave me an apartment for 6 months. But then I had to be on my own. So then I started listening to you. But I had to get 3 jobs to maintain an apartment and my house payment. So I've been spinning wheels for the last 3 years, just working, trying to make enough money to heal. But this got worse. And I just started listening to you guys again like 3 months ago. I'm just broke right now, and it just, I'm just staying function. I don't really have any money support. I've been on this by myself. So I guess my question is this even can be considered as a disability? Because I don't know how to. I'm trying to get my life back, but it's very hard because I'm right now I've been doing DoorDash, Uber, and Lyft before the COVID, and of course now that's gone. So I'm just doing DoorDash, and I was able to do that because I couldn't focus with all this itching, biting. And I know I have mites, and I have Morgellons.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I don't know. Because I know they consider me crazy too. They thought it was in my mind, and I've gone to many doctors. So I have a lot of medical bills, and
well,
right now,
I think to answer your question, to qualify for disability, you would have to have a doctor sign off, and I don't know what the diagnosis would be. That would be up to the doctor that would, qualify you for disability.
So it could be if you're seeing a dermatologist who's working with you, it could be delusional parasitosis, and that might make you eligible for disability. But if you're seeing a Lyme doctor, well, you'd be surprised. If you're seeing a Lyme doctor and they're willing to say that this is a variation of Lyme, and they're willing to work with you, you can definitely get disability for that.
So you have to figure that out. I don't know if anybody else has experience. Please call in. We're here to learn from each of you. So if anybody else has been successful in getting a disability, how you did it would be very important. While we're on the subject, if anybody knows a philanthropist who's got a lot of money, because people need help. It destroys our careers. Just the other day, I saw someone wrote me, he had a six-figure income. Now he's living out of a shoebox, out of his car. No job, no money. It destroys our livelihoods. I'm very fortunate that I discovered that diet. I probably have committed suicide if I hadn't. Anyone else like to? Yes.
Richard, this is Chris. You may not know this. I had successfully filed Social Security disability for several people at my church because they didn't have any other means. But I don't practice anymore. This is I'm talking about 10 years ago. One of the things what the Social Security disability do is called sequential analysis. What that means is the doctor has to prove that beyond doubt that you have a disability that does not allow you to work. And the second thing is very important disability to approve is you have to show them that you cannot do anything else. Let's say you're a Uber driver and you file for disability, you say I cannot drive. They'll say, can you do a security guard? Or can you be an aide in the school? Or can you be a gardener? Or something to that effect. We have to prove two things. One, the doctor has to sign off. The second is that not only I cannot drive or my current occupation is, but I need to show to them that I cannot do anything else.
Right.
Well, thank you, Chris. That's very enlightening and very informative.
And also, I'd like to say something about it. I did get disability. I had chronic Lyme and was in bed for 5 years and used up all of my savings and retirement and everything. And
so you qualified.
Yeah, but they rejected me the first time, and I didn't know that they always do that. They always reject you the first time, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't reapply. That's like they just do that. Unfortunately, no one told me that. I waited 5 years till I'd used up all my savings and everything, and then found out I could reapply. So
well, it would be wonderful if we had a volunteer who knows the ropes of this and can help others apply and guide them. So I don't know if anybody would be willing to volunteer for that. Let me know.
Sometimes if you call Social Security and you get one of their good people, they'll actually walk you through what you have to do.
Oh, okay.
Which is what happened to me. And then I had a doctor that was willing to do the steps with me that they told me about. So there is help available. You just have to research it.
If I could say, I'm sorry. If anybody needs help with that, I know the ins and outs with disability. I definitely could help them and guide them in the right direction.
Well, that would be wonderful. If you would be so kind to email me with that information, and we'll talk about it, and I'll do an update. And if it's okay, we'll use you as a resource then.
No, that's fine, Richard. That's
great.
That's great.
Thank you. We work together. We get places together. Thank you.
Yeah, it makes me feel good when I help people. I don't mind helping someone.
Yeah.
That's why Robin and I are here. If we didn't have success, we didn't have results, we wouldn't be here.
I have a couple of questions from people.
Now, are they questions about stress or belong in the Q&A period?
They are Q&A questions.
All right. Anyone about stress? Anything you'd like to share? Have you been using the deep breathing? Have you been using the tapping exercises? Anyone like to share your experiences before we close this segment?
Plus, we were going to do the Happy Self song, right?
That came into my mind just as you said it, so go for it.
Great minds.
Go for it. And at the end, if anybody would like to share, we'll take some shares or questions about stress, and then we'll move to the Q&A.
Okay. All right. So feel free to sing along. I'll sing it through twice. And, you know, I did not write this song, but I heard it, and it got me through being sick for 88 days with COVID. I used to lie in bed and sing this to myself. So, yeah, okay. All my cells are healthy and happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. All my cells are healthy and happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. My cells are healthy and my cells are happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. My cells are healthy and my cells are happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. All my cells are healthy and happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. All my cells are healthy and happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. My cells are healthy and my cells are happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well. My cells are healthy and my cells are happy. My cells are healthy and happy and well.
Thank you, Robin. Robin is a professional musician. She has a YouTube channel. And tell you what, send me your YouTube channel, and I'll publish it with all of the updates that we send out about the Sunday call.
Right.
We also have a YouTube channel that we publish, and please sign up, join our list, and watch our videos over and over, because just like the book, every time you read it, you're going to see something else, and every time you listen, none of these calls are the same. We often deal with the same subject, but the information is always different.